Dark fantasy. A genre filled with despair, bloodshed, and a haunting beauty that just won't leave your mind. We've seen it in shows like Castlevania, Game of Thrones, and of course, in gaming royalty, like Dark Souls. But if there's one series that defines the term dark fantasy, it's Kentaro Miura's masterpiece, Berserk. Berserk is iconic, and while it's famous for its breathtaking art and brutal storytelling, it's equally infamous for one other thing. Its adaptations. Ooh, boy, they haven't been kind. Today, we're diving into one of those attempts. No, not the anime. We're looking at Berserk and the Band of the Hawk, the Dynasty Warriors-style beat-em-up from Koei Tecmo. And let me tell you, this one's a mixed bag of heavy sword swings, wasted potential, and broken dreams. Released in 2016 for PS4, Vita, and PC, Berserk and the Band of the Hawk is a warrior-style game that covers Guts' story from the Golden Age arc up to the end of the Falcon of the Millennium Empire arc. That's a lot of material. It's bloody, it's chaotic, and at first glance, it seems like a match made in heaven. Guts already fights like a one-man army, so throwing him into a game where you now down thousands sounds perfect, right? Right? Well, we'll get there. Let's talk about the story. As mentioned before, it goes from the Golden Age arc all the way to the end of the Falcon of the Millennium arc. If you see a Behelit icon next to a stage in main story mode, it means it progresses the plot. Cool. Collecting them adds art to your gallery. Less cool, but it's alright. Here's the weird part. Early game cutscenes just rip footage straight from the Golden Age movie trilogy. And honestly, that feels incredibly lazy. Not only is it jarring when they abruptly switch back to the in-game graphics, but after the Golden Age arc ends, you never see high-quality cutscenes again. Everything past that becomes this awkward slideshow, stiff character models exchanging dialogue while occasionally blinking. It's like they spent the entire cutscene budget up front and just gave up halfway through. Worse yet, major scenes like Guts' being ambushed or just laughably transitioned to gameplay where there's 15 times the amount of people. From 5 to 100 horses? Really? Anyway, missions are standard fare for a Warriors game. Kill this guy, escort that guy, survive this ambush, but the structure starts to fall apart when filler stages creep in. These feel like they were ripped from Gundam Warriors mission mode. Short, disjointed, and often the only time you get to play as characters other than Guts, which is just frustrating. Berserk is packed with fascinating characters. Griffith, Judo, Serpico. I forgot how to say the witch's name, I'll be honest, but you barely get to step into their shoes. And when you do, it's in these side story levels that feel entirely optional and disconnected from the main game, and you have to play through them to progress. At least the event tab adds a little charm, giving players more character interactions that feels like skits from the Tales of series. And that's a win. And it's just some more lore to drop for Berserk fans if they didn't know something. So, pretty cool. Then there's the Endless Eclipse mode, a roguelike dungeon mode set in the terrifying Eclipse. Here, you climb floors, face off against tougher and tougher enemies, and try not to lose your mind. This mode is where the filler-style gameplay actually makes a lot of sense. Random encounters, power scaling, extra rewards, I like it. It gives the game some much-needed replayability, especially since most other content feels too rigid or repetitive. The core combat is very Warriors. You've got your light attacks, your heavy attacks that end combos, and a leveling system that unlocks new moves as you go. The more you level up, the more over-the-top your finishers become. It's satisfying, especially with Guts. And then there's the Frenzy mode, a mechanic that makes you invincible, faster, and stronger. It's pretty fun. And while in Frenzy, you charge up the Death Blow, your big Muso-style ultimate move. Guts attacks? Chef's kiss. Meaty, weighty, and crunchy in the best way. But here's the catch. The roster is tiny. Just 11 playable characters counting transformation, and most of them are only viable in Frenzy. Guts is miles ahead of everyone else, and don't even ask about characters like Isidro or Skull Knight. Not playable. I felt pain deeper than Guts during the Eclipse when I realized that. That's a joke, guys, please understand that's a joke. Some characters like Judo are fun, fast, flashy, cool combos, but others like Casca feel stiff and underdeveloped. Sub-weapons try to mix it up, like, I keep forgetting the witch's name. I genuinely don't know how to say her name. But her gravity magic, or Guts' crossbow. But again, it doesn't feel balanced at all. Some characters get cool, unique tools, and others get junk. Transformations, like I mentioned before, are also a thing, like Zod's beast form or the Berserker armor. But both feel very clunky, slow, or boring after a while. They look cool, sure, but actually playing them, I mean, there's only so many times I can watch this guy spin around in a circle. Oh my god. There's also a nice little layer of customization. Items, equipments, war horses, and sub-weapons. Items now work as reusable buffs you activate manually, which I actually really like. No more praying that some grunt drops an attack boost. You choose what you want when you want it. Horses? I mean, they're fine. They don't feel as clunky like in Dynasty Warriors, and they come with their own passive skills. Again, nothing groundbreaking, but they do the job. When it comes to the sub-weapons, each character comes with a select sub-weapons that cannot be changed. This comes in the form of Guts' hand cannon or, like I mentioned before, the witch's gravity magic. Some characters also get different ones depending on their transformation. So like Zod gets a stronger roar when he transforms, and additional moves. There's also the equipment. You equip 3 different equipment to your character. These usually just buff stats, however you can also add these passive skills to them. These give you effects like increase frenzy over time or give a boost in health. You can level these up as well, and you can also enhance the equipment further if you really wanted to, by merging or buying these crystals that power up certain parts. There is also skills on horses that also increase the higher level you are. Like in my case, I always use the Skull Knight's horse. This guy, whenever you ride him, passively builds up your frenzy gauge. It's pretty fun. And now, we hit the worst part of the game. The bosses. Boss fights are a chore. They're massive damage sponges with repetitive, knockback heavy moves. Frenzy doesn't stop them from punting you across the map. And half the time you're just waiting for them to stop attacking so you can hit them once or twice. Some gimmicks are pretty cool, like Wild's tree stun mechanic or dodging Femto's Eclipse attacks. But most of the time it's just a tedious grind. And don't even get me started on the bugs. Oh my god! Enemies disappearing, AI getting stuck, bosses freezing, enemies spawning inside walls, it's all here. I have lost missions because of it, multiple times. It's so infuriating, and I also hate that half of these happen when I wasn't recording. That was loud, I'm sorry. The music, it's serviceable. Nothing that stuck with me. The gallery, I mean, it's basic. You get cool art the more behelits you get. You get character bios, terminology, you listen to the music. If you like collecting stuff, I mean, it's fine. But again, nothing to write home about. So, where does that leave Berserk and the Band of the Hawk? It's not a bad game, but it's painfully average. For a franchise like Berserk, one of the most iconic, brutal, and emotional stories ever told, this game just doesn't live up to the source material. If you're a Berserk fan, sure, give it a shot. It's the most accessible Berserk game out there. But just know, you're stepping into a battlefield of missed opportunities, broken potential, and a game that never truly swings as hard as Guts does. And that is Berserk and the Band of the Hawk. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like. It really helps the channel. And hey, if you want more reviews kind of like this, I mean, you can hit the subscribe button. You can really hit it. I want to try to hit new videos every week or 2 weeks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go delete 352 gigs worth of accidental 4K footage for this game. So, bye-bye.